Talk Today is brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration. Explore your history. Explore your land. Explore your sister islands. And Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital. Always there for you. Call 949-6066.
But I do have some questions.
There are more questions than answers.
Cayman Islands' foremost listener participation program.
Talk Today.
What's on your mind, Cayman? If you're ready to talk, we are ready to listen. Discussing current events and local news, community spotlights, hot topics, listener stories, cultural and historical discussions, environmental issues, fun and lighthearted topics, guest interviews. Cayman, basically anything you want to talk about, we are ready to listen. Here's your guest host, Charles Glidden.
Coming up next, we hear from the Cayman Turtle Center, and Triple C School is celebrating its 84th anniversary. We wrap the show with open line so you can tell us what's on your mind. Talk Today, next on Radio Cayman, 50 years strong. Stay with me.
Talk Today is reminding you
to avoid any statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use indecent language or make any statement that is false or misleading. Call 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990, 949-8037, or WhatsApp us on 925-3261.
And now, back to Talk Today.
Good afternoon, and welcome to Talk Today. I hope everybody's doing okay. Hey, it's a brand new week, so, you should be in shape to face the world, right? Well, we all got a wake-up call to the urgency of getting a workable, sustainable landfill for the Cayman Islands, right? Yeah, that was a good little fire down there at the landfill, and fortunately they got it under control. The fire service responded, working 24 hours to get that fire under control and extinguished. 2 firefighters were transported to the hospital and received care. I hope they're doing okay today. And we want to thank all of them, all the first responders there for doing a good job of containing that fire and getting it out. I know, people living in the vicinity, well, that smoke must have been something terrible. But fortunately, I was in town over by on Huldah Avenue. I didn't really feel any effect of it there. We could see the smoke and everything, and I guess that's how it was for the majority of people. But, the people in the area certainly were affected by it. And really brought back to mind that we got to do something. We got to get something in place there that's going to take care of us for, in the long term. However you want to look at what long term means. Certainly more than 5 years, right? But just what is the plan? From what I'm getting, it would appear that the long-term plan is some ways off, and we're going to be relying on short-term bridging solutions until a permanent plan can be put in place and actually executed, and that will take place, down the line here, and it'll take a while because first you got to lay it out, right, and see what kind of plan we can come up with that will take us well into the future. But even for short-term planning, budgeting apparently is not available for that until 2028. and that would include a lined landfill, but that's not going to happen immediately. We have to wait until 2028 unless they can arrange some kind of budgeting, switch some things around, or something else will be deprived of funding. But that's where it stands right now, as far as I can determine. We can talk more about the landfill situation later in the show. I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. Right now, I'm going to turn the focus to the Cayman Turtle Center. Joining me to tell us about the Turtle Crawl 5K that's coming up, and also tell us a little bit about their Earth Day turtle release, are Tiffany Dixon Ebanks. She's the Chief Marketing and Merchandising Officer at the Cayman Turtle Center, and also Shona McGill, Assistant Curator, Education Programs, and Turtle Release Coordinator. Ladies, welcome back to our studio.
Thank you, Charles. It's good to be in studio again. We're happy to be here, myself and Shona. I know for your listeners who listen daily, they probably would have said, Cayman Turtle Center again? Because last week we were on. We actually had a full studio. I wasn't on, but we had Geddes, Shona, Dr. Navi, and Stephanie here in studio talking about the Turtle Crawl. So we are happy that Radio Cayman has come on board to sponsor this event over the years. So we're happy for the extra airtime in our final week, just to talk about the event, the importance of the event, and how the community impacts what the Cayman Turtle Center is able to do. And we just want to say thanks to you and to all of our sponsors for the opportunity to share the message. It is crunch time. So the event is on Sunday coming, which is April 26th, kickoff at 6 a.m. in the morning, bright and early. We're doing a little bit different this year. We're having a 6 o'clock start for the walkers and a 6:30 start for those who are running the 5K. And we just want to encourage those who haven't registered yet. This is your moment. The longer you take, the less chances you'll get your shirt size that you specifically want for the event. So we're encouraging the community to come together. We do have quite a few registrants so far. We have those who have been on board with us for the last 6 years that do this event year after year. We have locals locals in this community, but we also have visitors. Cayman Turtle Center being the largest land-based attraction here, we have a lot of tourists that come through our facility on an annual basis, and we do have some visitors who come back for this event as well. So we're happy about that.
So this is actually a fundraiser.
Yes.
Right? Well, tell us about where those funds will go to help the Turtle Center.
Yeah, so those funds help go towards our conservation programs at Cayman Turtle Center. So obviously everyone knows the turtles, it's in our name, but we do have quite a few diverse conservation programs we do at the center. So we obviously have our turtle releases that we do, like coming up on to commemorate Earth Day, which one part of that is called head starting, which, as the name implies, we give the turtles a little bit of a head start. So we raise them at our center to when their shells are fully hardened to give them better odds of survival in the wild. And that obviously comes with costs. So it comes with food costs, healthcare costs. So it goes to fund a portion of that, but also our research that we do at the center. We are constantly involved in research, taking part in research. So it goes towards that too. And last week, Dr. Navi said that it also helped us source the funds for an endoscope, which is a really important piece of machinery when it comes to animal health care. So those are what the funds from this go towards.
So how do people get registered for this?
Yes, so it's simple. Our website, our registration page is www.turtlecrawl.ky. Just go, sign up your name, and put in your payment details. We also have an active social media following on Instagram and Facebook. We've been keeping people engaged. we actually want people to go to our social media page, because not just to register, but also we are showcasing all the different sponsors that come on board. We're giving everyone a shout out. And that opportunity, social media is to encourage engagement. So go on there, like the information, follow us, follow our sponsors, leave a comment. We're open to that. We're all about engaging the community and getting persons, being a part of what we have to offer. It's not just about Cayman Turtle Center and our planning committee doing everything. We want the community to come out and engage with us. On the event, right before I actually drove down here, I was on a call with the Miss Teen group. Last year, we had the opportunity to have Miss Earth and their team come out and present, or help us to pull some of the raffle prizes and present them on the event day. This year, we're going to have the Miss Teen, the contestants this time, because they haven't been sashed, they haven't been crowned, but they're going to come out in their Miss Teen T-shirts to engage with us and be a part of this celebration with us as well. So we like that, and we encourage that community support and engagement.
Well, we have to take a little break here, so we'll be right back after these messages.
Wouldn't it have been grand if you had purchased land 30 years ago? It may not be 2020, but a perfect vision has never been more clear. Cayman Brac and Little Cayman, poised for growth with an eye on the future. Your land, your history, your future. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
Cineco's parametric insurance after hurricanes is now available for motor policies. Fixed automatic payouts cover incidental vehicle expenses like fuel, cleanup, and minor repairs. No claims, no damage required. $200 for comprehensive policies or $100 for third-party policies. Available exclusively through Cineco and included with all new motor insurance policies and upon renewal for current policies. Visit cineco.ky today. Cineco, keeping Cayman covered.
The BCG vaccine protects against tuberculosis, a bacterial disease that affects the lungs and spreads through the air. Under the updated National Immunization Schedule, the BCG vaccine will now be offered only to individuals at higher risk of exposure because the risk of tuberculosis in Cayman Islands remains low. Vaccines help the immune system prepare to fight infection before serious illness develops, helping reduce the spread of disease in the community. Ask your healthcare provider about the updated schedule today. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health, Environment and Sustainability and the Public Health Department.
This is Mario Eubanks, and I recall growing up at Radio Cayman in the 1970s. Shows such as House of Gold, BBC News every evening, religious programs. Talk shows such as Open Line with Doreen Miller, Country Countdown with Loxley Banks, Children's Roundabout, etc. Then later in life as a guest, moderator, political candidate, commentator, and advertiser. Radio Cayman has been a big part of my life. Even today, Radio Cayman is still my source for news and opinions. Happy 50th anniversary, Radio Cayman. Thank you for your service and dedication to the Cayman Islands.
There are more questions than answers.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and we're hearing about the Cayman Turtle Center's Turtle Crawl 5K. And you wanted to mention some of your sponsors.
Yes, and thank you so much. We are very proud this year. For the first time, we had a presenting sponsor come on board. So shout out to the Ministry of Health, Environment and Sustainability for being our presenting sponsor for the first time. This is our 6th annual event, and so we celebrate this as a big accomplishment. I remember when we have a Turtle Crawl committee. I want to do a shout out to all of them as well. But when one member of the committee came back and said they got this sponsored, we were like, wow, celebrating in the office, in our marketing area anyway. But we have our Turtle Crawl committee is consisting of staff volunteering from each of our respective departments, from retail to box office to marketing to animal programs. So we all come together to carry the weight of putting this event on. So it's a lot of work, and I just want to say thank you to the committee members and the staff out there who may be listening. It also extends to other people who come together to set up on the day of, as well as break everything down. Some of our sponsors are Advanced Fire. They've come on every year. Blue Water Medical. Coca-Cola we have for the first time this year in terms of that brand. They're promoting the water for this event. Composed Media in terms of the printing of the back of the shirts, in terms of logos. Corporate Electric. Double M Distribution. Gatorade, Health City, Cayman Islands, High Impact, which is the billboard, High Impact Media. Howard Industries is actually an overseas supplier, a lot of the maintenance equipment that we use at the center. So it's always good when we have, they're not based here in the Cayman Islands, but they see the work that we do, and it's just a testament for them to come on board as well to support this event. Oasis Medical Group, Radio Cayman, thank you. Stingray Media, Taino Chips, Trends, Yannis Photography, and Crown Events. So it's a long list of sponsors there, but I just want to say to any of them who may be listening, we really appreciate the support, because without them, we wouldn't be able to have such a fabulous event.
So you have two types of prizes for this event, a raffle and then actual first, second, and third?
Yes. So we do have what we normally have a prize for first to the finish line, first adult male, first adult female, then first child male and first child female. So we have prizes for those. And then we have a whole host of raffle prizes that I'll read those down as well. We have gift vouchers from Godfrey's Enterprises, gift vouchers from Kirk Freeport, Kirk Market gift cards, gift vouchers from Papagallo's Restaurant, gift vouchers from Island Naturals, Cryo 345, one gift certificate from Yannis Photography. We have Ted Green Fragrances. They came on last year. They're coming on again this year. New this year, we have gift certificates from the Perfume Lab, Piper's Restaurant and Hampton Inn. And we have the Bioluminescence Tours from Captain Marvin's. We have Brunch for Two at the Westin. And we also have 2 annual Turtle Center passes. Now that gives you unlimited access for a full year. And the first prize winners are going to get that. And we're going to add in, it's going to be a surprise, we're going to add in some additional prizes onto that for the first prize and for the kids as well. One thing we're going to do this year, and actually not even some of my committee know yet because this is a recent thing, we are going to do a surprise treat to all the kids who come out this year from our Splash gift shop. I can't tell you what it is, but it's a surprise. So any parents who are coming out and bringing their kids with them, their kids will have a little bit of a treat. As I said, it's a surprise treat.
Now, who qualifies as a kid? I mean, I'm a kid at heart.
You're a kid at heart. Well, we will align it with the entrance to the center and parks worldwide, 12 and under.
Okay.
So kids 12 and under will have a special treat. So if there are any parents out there who have not registered yet, that we're planning to do so and just haven't had a chance. We're all busy, and there are so many different events, right, Shona, happening over the last couple of weeks. So this is your time. Just make the decision now. It's Monday and it's on Sunday. Make the decision now to register.
Is there a deadline?
Warm up. Right now, we haven't set a cutoff timeline, so we will accept registrations all the way up, but we recommend people to register early if you want to be able to guarantee you get your shirt size, right? Because if you wait until the last minute, right, and all the larges are gone, all the smalls are gone, all the mediums are gone, and that's your shirt, then you probably wouldn't get your size. But so we don't have a timeline right now. We're keeping it open. Last year, we introduced this for the first time, and we're going to repeat it this year, where we will open our box office at 5:30 on Sunday for any last-minute registrants. So we will have the benefit of having the box office there with our POS or point of our system there. You can actually bring your credit card in, or you can bring cash and make payment. And our team at the box office there will be able to register you there, and we will distribute shirts there as well, subject to availability at that point, right? Because we do have, I know that we have some corporate groups that are registering today because they've sent their names in, but they just didn't have a chance to register yet. So those are coming in now.
What about on the morning of the turtle crawl?
Yes.
They can still do it that morning?
Yes. So on the morning of the
turtle... You have to be there extra early.
Yeah. So on the morning of the turtle crawl, and forgive me if I wasn't clear before, on the morning of the turtle crawl, our box office at Turtle Center is opening at 5:30 that morning. Not every day, just for that morning to in order to accommodate any last minute registrations.
And of course, you take good care of the participants. You have medical people there just in case.
Yeah, so we have trained first aiders there. So our lifeguard team is there to provide any assistance. I do also believe we will have a doctor in attendance as well, taking part in the 5K, but there to assist if needed as well. I know we're also going to have the participation of the RCIPS with us along the walk or run route. So yeah, we do have that covered as well.
And that reminds me, as Shona mentioned, the RCIPS, one thing that I want to, we're not closing the road, but we are very mindful. So we have police presence, and we're very mindful that we need to stay on the left. So just like vehicular, we just need to have
keep left.
The police will be there to guide us in terms of where we're going to be making sure that our walkers and runners keep to one side. And we will have the police with us in order to maximize safety, but we're not closing the road. So I just want persons to know we're not blocking the roads because there are persons who live within that community. And obviously, if they want to come traverse in and out of their houses on Saturday morning, they're free to do so. We have the police to help us with that.
Is there different starts for walkers and runners?
Yes, there is. So the walkers, I believe, are starting first at 6 o'clock, so 6 a.m., and then the runners will take off at 6:30 a.m.
Now, you obviously have a great response from your list of sponsors that you gave us. People really support your efforts. Do you see that as a reflection of how people see the Turtle Center as an important institution in Cayman, keeping the whole turtling heritage alive?
I would definitely hope so. So we've always been involved with the community and trying to involve the community as much as possible. So I'm in the education department primarily. So we do a lot of school outreach and student outreach, but we also do a lot of corporate outreach, which allows us to build these connections with the community here in Cayman. And it is just beautiful to watch this event grow because I've been there since the start. I believe we started right after COVID or around that time, and it's continued to grow every single year. And that is a lovely thing to see. I can go to the supermarket on weekends and see people wearing their turtle crawl shirts from past years. So we want to see the involvement with the community, and we like to see that, and I hope it does reflect that. We do a lot of work with conservation and spreading the message and trying to teach people that it's not only the people who work in conservation that can be conservationists. Every single one of us has the ability to do that.
Now tell me something. Was Turtle Crawl 5K, was there some version of this years ago?
I think so. So I've been going through the Compass archives trying to find stuff about Turtle Center and our programs just to build our knowledge on that. But in doing so, I've definitely seen some form of a Turtle Crawl 5K that was done in that area quite a while ago. I'm trying to recall from memory.
Because
I don't know if it was the 80s, but yeah.
And said he remembered doing the turtle crawl as a child.
Yeah, there used to be.
And he's a grown man now.
I learned something.
Yeah, I don't know if it was affiliated with the Turtle Center. I'm very loose on the information just because it's what I've been seeing on the Campus Archives.
He mentioned Jerry Harper, who was a big running coach in Cayman years ago.
Yeah, there definitely was in the past, some form of it.
Yeah. So when you go to the schools, what do you talk about to the students?
So we do have quite diverse programs at the center. So we do talk about turtle conservation and wildlife conservation, but we'll also teach kids about basic animal biology, so living things and their adaptations. We also have travel and tourism, marine biology components. So it is quite diverse in what we can offer at the center. So that's students coming in to tour our facilities and get presentations there, but also visiting schools and preschools and going out and teaching them about us and our work.
So do you get some responses from the students, some future marine biologists there among the students that you speak to?
I definitely hope so. And I definitely see a lot of interest from the younger community. I had a school group earlier this week who they were in grade 2, I believe, and they'd come to the center in grade 1 and they had already known the answers to my questions that I was asking them. So they had recalled that information and remembered it, and they were really interested in our animals. And that's what I love to see, to facilitate that care, because when you care about something, you take care of it.
Now, I know years ago there was some controversy about the center and the care that was given to the turtles and so forth. Is all that cleared up now? I mean, is no question about what is happening there as far as how you handle the turtles?
So we have a dedicated animal programs team. So whether that's turtle husbandry, whether that's our marine team who takes care of anything with fins, like our sharks, or whether that's our terrestrial team, which takes care of anything with legs. And we currently have 2 veterinarians on staff to take care of our animals as well.
We have to take another break. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
This April, the Cayman Islands come alive. Capella Music Festival 2026 takes over Camana Bay Saturday, April 25th. T.I.
Ready to the checker flag, ready to the red.
Robin Thicke.
We got the magic.
Adonia, Walshy Fire, Problem Child, Spencer Crandall, Nicotine Dolls, Ziggy Ziegler, DJ Stax, and more from 12 p.m. to midnight. Get your tickets now at CapellaMusicFestival.com.
The best foundation you can wear is glowing, healthy skin. The offices of dermatologist Dr. Wayne Porter specialize in enhancing your skin's well-being. Whether you're seeking advanced skincare, including any skin cancers, Botox, filler, cosmetic skin enhancements, or simply looking to reduce wrinkles, Dr. Porter offers a full-service dermatology and dermatological surgery practice. For more information, email drportercayman@gmail.com or call 946-9020. That is 946-9020.
You heard that the VEG program taking applications again? What that is? VEG, man! The Minister of Tourism's program that helping Caymanians create new tourism products and services.
Oh, I had heard about that, yeah. My friend was one of the successful applicants from the last round. I might apply for that still.
Nothing wrong, child. After you got great ideas for things tourists would love to buy, try so check out the website rcayman.ky/VEDGP for more information and apply.
I'm going to do that right now.
Happy Anniversary, Radio Cayman. After 20 years behind your microphone, I'm proud to celebrate this golden milestone with you. Thank you for 50 years of service to our islands. The news, the culture, the Caymanian spirit. Cheers to the next 50. This is Tanya Mitchell.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and we're hearing about the Cayman Turtle Center Turtle Crawl 5K, and we're also going to be hearing about their Earth Day Turtle release. Tell us a little bit about the role that sea turtles play as far as the environment, their importance.
Yeah, so if you were listening last week when we were on, green sea turtles and all sea turtles really are called a keystone species. So they're really important in maintaining the balance of the marine environment. I say it's sort of like how you lose the game of Jenga, which is when you pull a block and it makes the tower collapse. And that is the keystone species. So green sea turtles are one of the largest marine herbivores. So they're essential to graze on seagrass beds to help keep those as healthy nursery habitats for crustaceans like lobsters, crabs, and shrimp, and mollusks like conch shells. But also they play an important role in controlling algae populations that can blanket and grow on coral reefs and cause those to suffer.
How do they help the seagrass to keep that a nursery?
Yeah, so they're sort of like lawnmowers of the ocean.
Okay.
So scientists have studied it. They'll graze the tops of the seagrass, so it's similar to how we would trim our lawns at home. We don't cut them too deep, but we trim them enough to allow that to thrive and to stop weeds from growing. And so green sea turtles sort of do the same thing by grazing seagrass beds to keep those healthy and thriving.
So what is the population in Cayman waters these days?
Yeah, so that's very hard to judge. I see people saying they go out all the time and they see a sea turtle, and what we're seeing is juvenile sea turtles. Juvenile sea turtles that aren't at the correct age to breed and reproduce. So usually what most biologists or animal biologists use to test that is the breeding animals, which would be nesting females. So last I was aware, our breeding colony is estimated, or our female breeding colony, is estimated to be between 100 to 300 individuals, and 300 is being very optimistic. So we are seeing a growth in nesting from only going from a handful of nests in 1999 to now seeing upwards of 600 green sea turtle nests.
Wow, that's great.
It is great, and they are coming back, but that doesn't mean we have 600 nesting turtles because they will take breaks, or a sea turtle will nest multiple years.
Oh, okay. So what as the turtle matures, is that when they wander into other seas? Or as they mature, young turtles, you say, when people say, I saw a turtle snorkeling or whatever, it's probably a young turtle. They stay close to where they came from in their early years?
So sometimes sea turtles are very migratory species, so you do have some that will stay closer to shore and some that will venture off. We did a satellite tag study a couple years ago now, and half the turtles stayed around the Cayman Islands and half swam off and ventured sort of like a spider's web around Cayman throughout the wider Caribbean. So they have nesting areas where they come back to breed, and then they have feeding areas. And it doesn't matter their age. A baby sea turtle, their first instinct is to go into the ocean and do a frenzy swim to get out as fast as possible. And they'll follow ocean currents, or they'll find sargassum seaweed rafts and live on those and migrate through the ocean.
So the sargassum serves its purpose.
It serves a purpose as long as there isn't too much of it, which is what we're seeing with things like climate change causing these really big blooms. But at the start of a sea turtle's life and their journey, it is a really important habitat. It gives them shelter from predators, and it gives them a really important food source as well.
So you have a turtle release coming up.
Yeah, so we have our turtle release to commemorate Earth Day. So Earth Day is April 22nd. However, we will be having our release on April 30th to commemorate this release, and that will be at Governor's Beach at 10 a.m. It's open to the public to attend, so you don't have to fill in a form. You can just come out and experience it. We also invite any schools that might be listening to come out and get involved with it as well.
Mm-hmm. So how many turtles do you release in one go?
That changes. I have not been updated on how many turtles we will be releasing this year, but usually for our public releases, it's about 2 to 3 head-started turtles.
Mm-hmm. And even though you say they're head-started, right, at the Turtle Center,
yes,
do they instinctively, you just put them down and they head for the water?
So the benefit is we're working with a species that does have very strong instincts within them. And we knew we had evidence of turtles coming back a long time ago in the 80s. We did a process called a living tag, which is when a portion of skin was applied to their shell. And we were seeing these turtles come back as breeding females. So we knew they were. I was actually sent a video last year, I believe, from a school teacher. She was diving off East End and she saw a male that had this living tag on him as well. But then we wanted more data. So we were involved in a really big study back in 2019, I believe it was published. And that was a partnership with the University of Exeter, the University of Barcelona, the University of Georgia, and the Cayman Islands Department of Environment. And we took DNA from our turtles at the Turtle Center, so in our breeding pond, and also the DNA of the wild nesting turtles in Grand Cayman. And the result of that study found that 90%, or 9 out of 10, of the green sea turtles that lay their eggs in Grand Cayman were related through our release programs, and almost 80% in a follow-up study in Little Cayman were related to our release programs as well.
So the release program has had a big impact.
It's had a really big success story, which we're proud to advocate. Obviously, we do have to stay on top of it. There's constant monitoring, so they're looking at the genetic profile of those sea turtles as well. So, yeah.
Now, all the development along the beaches and stuff, how has that impacted, turtles as far as nesting?
Yeah, it would very heavily impact sea turtles. All species of sea turtle will come up onto the beach to lay their eggs. So the 3 species we have nesting in the Cayman Islands are the green sea turtle, the loggerhead sea turtle, and the hawksbill sea turtle. When we have a lot of development, that can cause these nesting beaches to either not become available for sea turtles, to maybe become unsafe if there's construction happening, but could also deter sea turtles from nesting. So they much prefer if it's nice and quiet, where it's a safe area for them to lay their eggs. So if there's a lot of noise and a lot of commotion, that could deter nesting for sea turtles. So that's definitely an impact. There's also climate change that is impacting sea turtles. So whether that's leading to rising oceans, but also nest temperatures. So we use the saying, hot chicks, cool guys. So the warmer a sea turtle nests, the more likely you're going to get all or mostly female. And the cooler the temperature, you're going to get all or mostly male. Places like Australia and Florida, their nest indications are showing that their nests are emerging as mostly female. And I know the Cayman Islands Department of Environment was doing some temperature nest studies here to see if the same thing was happening as well. And right now, that might not be an issue, but down the line, if you only have female green sea turtles, it's going to become a problem.
Now, with the increase in nesting, right, and the number of nests, do you have a problem with people looking for those nests? Because I know there was a time when we used to go looking for turtle nests and take the eggs.
Yeah, hopefully not. That is completely illegal. They are protected by the Cayman Islands Department of Environment, so both turtle nests and turtles themselves. I know the Department of Environment has a really good nest monitoring program where they go out and monitor the beach in search of sea turtle nests to help protect them as well. But poaching is still a huge issue that we face with sea turtles. A lot of times it's just lack of awareness. People don't understand the impact of taking that one sea turtle. But as I said, we only think there's between 100 to, if we're being very optimistic, 300 nesting females. And that turtle took at least 30 years old to get to that age and beat an odd of 1 in 1,000 and maybe even lower. So taking even one nesting female is very, very detrimental to the population.
I mean, how far do they wander? That satellite experiment you did, who went the furthest?
So thousands of miles. We've tracked the turtles as far north as the Florida Keys and as far south as Venezuela. And like I said, the most recent satellite tag study, it sort of spidered off in all directions of the Cayman Islands. So we also like to see that. We like to see that our release programs aren't just impacting us here in the Cayman Islands, but they're impacting the wider Caribbean. And thankfully, recently, the green sea turtle was downgraded from endangered to least concern, which we do like to see, but that doesn't mean that they're still not vulnerable to these issues that are arising. And if climate change keeps happening as rapidly as it is, that will heavily impact green sea turtles, but all sea turtle species.
Making a comeback.
Yeah, making a comeback, but still need our help and our protection.
Well, let's recap the pertinent information that people need if they want to participate in the Turtle Crawl 5K.
Yes, and I just want to add to what the discussion about the longevity of the Cayman Turtle Center and the impact, because the center has been around since 1968. And at our current location, we've been at that facility for 20 years. So in 2 years' time, we're celebrating 60 years of this kind of work. And I know that Shona mentioned all of the research and all the tracking that has been done. But there was a time before what was the track you mentioned, 1990? 1999. So even before 1999. So this is just the research that proves it. Right, the center has been doing some of these same programs and so on. Before that time, it wasn't tracked, right? So how I see it, and I'm not a scientist or a doctor or whatever, but I think it's very, it's exciting to know that from the time in which we've been tracking it in recent years, and the extent of the impact is so great, right? You just really need to think about the years that it wasn't tracked. The impact was still happening. We just didn't know the numbers. Right. So hats off to all of the, the heritage of the Cayman Islands, the seafaring heritage, and how this all started and where we are today. I think there's so much that we need to be proud of as an organization, and just the Cayman Islands as a whole.
But real quick, who, what, when, where?
Who, what, when, where. So turtlecrawl.ky is the registration page. Our Turtle Crawl 5K event takes place on Sunday, April the 26th. Start kicking off at 6 a.m. Be there. We will have registration on the morning of. If you missed out and you didn't catch it, we will have registrations at 5:30. At that point in time as well. And we're encouraging everyone to come out and support this event. We will also, on that day, for anyone who participated in the Turtle Crawl event, they will get a percentage off of park entry if they wanted to come and enjoy the Cayman Turtle Center.
And then finally, our Earth Day turtle release on April 30th at 10 a.m. on Governor's Beach as well, which is open to the public to come out and view.
Ladies, thank you so much for coming and telling us about this.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
It's time to see what's making headlines.
From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The Headline News is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
With your latest headlines, I'm Elizabeth Charles. The Mosquito Research and Control Unit and the Department of Agriculture are marking April as Heartworm Awareness Month. Heartworm is a devastating disease spread by mosquitoes and is common in Cayman. One mosquito bite can infect a dog or cat. Officials say monthly preventative medications from local small animal veterinary clinics can help protect pets. In international news, the next phase of U.S.-Iran peace talks are in doubt ahead of Wednesday's ceasefire deadline. The U.S. and Iran had been expected to hold a second round of negotiations in Pakistan as early as today. Now the timing is unclear. Earlier, President Donald Trump told the New York Post the delegation was already en route and would sign a deal tonight. Other news reports say that Vice President J.D. Vance is on his way to leave Pakistan soon. Iran's foreign ministry says it has no plans for the next round of negotiations in Islamabad. Iranian media also point to the U.S. naval blockade around the Strait of Hormuz and Sunday's seizure of an Iranian cargo ship as key obstacles. In other news, Tesla likely shifted $18 billion in profits offshore, saving at least $400 million in U.S. taxes, according to a Reuters investigation published today. Reporters say that contrasts with Elon Musk's past campaign trail claim that he turns down tax loopholes that sound, quote, pretty shady. Reuters says neither Tesla nor Musk responded to requests for comment. Those are the latest headlines. I'm Elizabeth Charles.
More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or belly fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
At HSA, we strive to provide the highest standard of care with compassion, integrity, and dedication. And so we say thank you, Cayman, for continuing to make us the most awarded organization on island by voting us the best of Cayman Islands in 9 medical categories. Your support reminds us why we do what we do, to serve the Cayman community with kindness and excellence. To find out more about our award-winning services, visit hsa.ky. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
Peter's Cave in Cayman Brac is located on the north coast near the top of the bluff, offering a nice view of the north side bluff from its entrance. The cave consists primarily of a single large chamber with several formations where visitors can stand upright. With additional crawls to explore, it is home to bats and the brown booby, a seabird. Renowned as a hurricane refuge, Peter's Cave can reportedly accommodate up to 100 people. In 1932, many residents saved their lives by sheltering in the cave during a hurricane. In 1997, concrete steps were built to provide easier access to the cave.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
The Cayman Islands Department of Tourism invites you to the 2026 Tourism Speak-Off on Wednesday, May 6 at Hotel Indigo from 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Join us in supporting 4 brilliant young Caymanians as they compete in a tourism-themed debate to become the 2026 Tourism Ambassador and win incredible prizes. Contact us at competition@caymanislands.ky for more information on the event. Let's cheer on our Caymanian youth.
Hello, this is Melanie Sims. 50 years of Radio Cayman, what a legacy. I still remember walking through those doors to work at just 16 years old, learning the rhythm of radio and being surrounded by voices who would go on to become legends. Heartfelt thanks to Mr. Loxy Banks for believing in me and giving me my very first start. Radio Cayman, you were more than a station. You were a beginning, and for that I will always be grateful. Happy 50th anniversary.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back. Let's take a quick look at the weather. The forecast is calling for partly cloudy skies this afternoon, and this evening and tonight, fair. And that means a very pleasant evening and night as far as the weather is concerned. Winds are expected out of the northeast at 5 to 10 knots. Seas smooth with wave heights of fewer than 2 feet. So all you boaters can get out there and do your thing. Yeah, light winds and smooth seas will persist for the next 24 hours. And most people in the Cayman Islands know the name Triple C. Triple C, that is a name of an educational institution that is entrenched in Cayman's education story. Triple C School is about to celebrate its 84th anniversary with a fundraiser. And joining me now to tell us more about that is the chairman of the Triple C Board of Directors, Roy Bodden. Good afternoon. Nice to have you in the studio.
Good afternoon. It's nice to be here. And first off, I want to say thanks to Radio Cayman, which is one of our major sponsors. So it's great to be here to talk about Triple C, which is the oldest established school offering continuous education for 84 years this year. Yeah. School is a flagship ministry of the Church of God chapels in these islands, and it was really founded at the behest of the Marin family and some other people way back. The first principal was an American man, Mr. Ratzlaff, and we've had a continuous influx of help from usual Anderson, Indiana, which is the headquarters of the Church of God chapels. Until recently, we have a more, should I put it, local flavor in terms of principalship and all that. Famous one being Mrs. Marjorie Ebanks,
of course,
who's retired now. But we've had a couple. And so for the past few years, we have established this fundraising gala, the proceeds of which we use to provide scholarships for needy students whose parents are not able to meet the tuition costs. Although I hasten to add that Triple C has the lowest tuition fees of all the schools that charge fees in the islands. So we've established a sort of tradition now, Charlo. This gala features the whole menu of turtle, fish, conch, chicken, lobster, Cayman-style beef, and all the trimmings. And I might say that the maestro behind all this is the inimitable Kurt Tibbetts.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that name alone is marquee.
So is he connected to Triple C?
Well, he's a grandparent.
Okay.
Yeah. And we have an organization called Friends of Triple C, of which he is foremost. And we have Mrs. Berna Cummins, who was a former teacher and principal of Triple C. And we also have Mrs. Sophia Solomon Harris, who is the daughter of one of the first graduates of Triple C, the late Stacey Solomon. So these friends of Triple C all have a connection to Triple C, and they're the engine that really keeps things rolling. They're great assistants to the board, and most of them are, successful Caymanian business people and entrepreneurs. So there's a certain cachet that they bring to our organization.
So when is this going to take place?
This Saturday evening at the Family Life Center, seating at 6:30. And the tickets are $100. It will be the best $100 anyone can spend. And we don't, since we're a church organization, we don't raffle, but we have spot prizes. And I'm told we have some really good spot prizes as well.
Now, people have to buy tickets in advance? How does that all work?
Normally, we sell the tickets in advance, but I'm sure that for people coming at the door that evening, we will have space available. We want to cater to about 400 persons.
How do people get tickets?
Well, they can buy tickets from myself. Tomorrow we will be at A.L. Thompson's from about 10 o'clock till about 2, and then again on Thursday. But tickets are available from Kurt, from Miss Berna, from Sophie, from myself, from Brother Paul Roberts, from Pastor Winston Rose, and at the school office from Vanessa Godfrey Banks, who is the business manager. So there should be no shortage of tickets available, although tickets have been selling. We have been doing very well.
Do you have, you said this is for students whose parents may not be able to afford the tuition.
Yeah. Yes.
Any idea of how many students you've helped over the years?
Oh, I have no idea, but no idea of a specific number. But we've helped a fair amount. And now the church is spearheaded by an initiative that Pastor Winston Rose established. We are giving scholarships to children whose parents cannot afford tuition. So if the parents can contribute, that's fine. If they can't, we will give them scholarships.
You know, when I heard that you were coming on to talk about this, and I said 84 years, and I did the math, it kind of, whoa, 1942?
That's right, 1942.
I mean, World War II was not
That's
even
right.
over. It had 3 more years
in the midst
to go.
of World War II, this school was started, and the school has grown. It has grown significantly, and it has done well. And we have, among our graduates, Chalo, we have people who have reached the highest levels in their vocations. Most recently, we have Joel Rose, who is a general surgeon, a fellow. He's no longer doctor. He's Mr. Joel Rose. And we have academics. We have people in government. We have in the current government. There is the deputy premier. There is Minister Ebanks Wilkes, and there is Jay, who are all alumni of Triple C School.
What would you say enables you to be able to sit here and boast about people, former students, having excelled so much? What is it that they gain at Triple C?
Well, this is a special school. This school offers its students a Christian worldview. So it is not only strong in the academics, but it's also strong in inculcating spiritual values. And can I tell you something? We get a lot of people, a lot of expatriate people send their children to Triple C, even people of the Islamic faith, because they realize that there is something special that the school offers in terms of these kinds of values, which is not normally available in other institutions.
What does Triple C stand for?
Creative Christian Character.
And that's the foundation.
That's
of
the foundation
Triple C
of
education.
That's the foundation of the education. And can I put in this plug too? We don't do A levels, but we have what we call AP, Advanced Placement, which allows our students to get in the same way as A levels does, the students who possess it. So last 2 years, for example, most of our graduates went to UK universities.
Even though it's what you have an
Even
American
although
base.
we have an American-based education system. Most of our students with no problems at all to study across the spectrum, engineering, medicine, accounting, you name it.
So that kind of negates that old debate.
Of course it does. Of course it negates that old debate.
And in case you don't know what the old debate is, it's about UK English-style education versus American.
That's right. That's right. Let me tell you from a personal experience. When I decided to go, I didn't go to England. I didn't go to the United Kingdom. Because I wanted to experience the North American system. I went to Canada, and I can tell you, the education the quality is no different in the UK than it is in Canada and the US. Eventually, I studied at the graduate level at a United States university, and as a matter of fact, I would argue when you get to the graduate level in the United States and Canada, the programs are much more rigorous than they are in the UK. Yep.
Very
much more
interesting.
rigorous than they are in the UK. Yeah.
So people, you were telling us about who had the tickets, but they don't necessarily have to seek out people. They can come on the day of the event.
They can purchase tickets at the gate that evening. I'm sure we'll have the facilities at the gate that evening. They don't get a ticket. But if they prefer to buy the ticket beforehand, they can get tickets from, as I say, we'll be at A.L. Thompson's tomorrow from about 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning until 2 in the afternoon, and again on Thursday. But in addition to that, you can purchase tickets at the school office, at the CCC office. You get tickets from myself, from Paul Roberts, from Pastor Winston Rose, from Archibald Campbell, and from Vanessa Godfrey Banks and other board members.
Well, you have a fantastic menu. What's the rest of the evening going to be like?
The rest of the evening, we're going to have entertainment by the UCCI Performing Arts Ensemble and the CCC School Band. And if you haven't heard the CCC School Band, you are missing out a great opportunity. Here's a great opportunity to see them perform. And of course, the UCCI Performing Arts Ensemble speaks for itself. So it'll be a wonderful evening of Cayman cuisine, the best by the inimitable maitre d' Kurt Tibbetts, who is the maestro on getting all this stuff, preparing it. See, that's immaculate, presentable, appetizing, with all the trimmings. And then we have fancy desserts, cassava cake, you name it.
And this is all to help educate children that might otherwise miss out on a CCC education.
Yes, that's right. All to go towards those students whose parents find it difficult to meet all of the tuition costs.
Well, what do you look for in teachers? I don't know if you deal on that level as a chairman.
As chairman of the board, I am well familiar. We look for teachers who are Christian, who bring to the school a Christian worldview. Once upon a time, we recruited exclusively teachers from the Church of God denomination. But now it's relaxed a little bit, and they have to be of a Christian bent, not necessarily in the Church of God denominations, but we require that they have a Christian background because that's important.
Now, when the school started, it was on the waterfront.
It was on the waterfront. That's correct.
Right. What is it, Bayshore?
Yeah, the Bayshore Mall, right.
Right.
And then it moved, and it was, it moved, and it went then to the back of...
up by Hospital Road or something
by
like
Hospital
that.
Road, somewhere in that vicinity. Yeah. Yeah, where there's an office complex there now, just, in the vicinity of the government administration building.
Yeah, because in the recesses of my mind, I remember dropping my my daughter off there when she was a little tot. I think that was her first school before she moved on.
Yep.
But I mean, so many people have come through.
Oh man,
Triple C.
I mean, the roster is impressive, really impressive. People that have come through, the alumni, it's great.
So when did you attend Triple C?
No, I didn't attend Triple C. I went through the state school system, the government school system. But I mean, I knew of Triple C. I knew of people from Bordentown who were my contemporaries who went to Triple C. But my affinity to Triple C is through the Church of God chapels.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe in Triple C. I believe in education. As I was saying that, anyone who knows my educational standards know that they're high, and I wouldn't associate myself with any institution who doesn't fit my criteria of high standards.
Now, I would think that when it first started, and when it was on the waterfront out there where Bayshore Mall is now, it was mostly people who were from the Church of God Chapel, the children of those people that were attending.
Yes, that's basically my understanding. That's basically how the school started, because these people who were the Marines mainly, and some other people.
How big a role did they play in?
Well, they played a large role. They were instrumental because they wanted for their children. They wanted a Christian-based education on island. Mm-hmm. They couldn't get it. They couldn't get that on island. As you will know, the education then past the secondary level, you had to go away. So some people went to Jamaica, and those who had connections went, I suppose, to the United States. So these people said it would be convenient to have an institution here on island where their children could get a sound Christian-based education at the secondary level. And that's how the school started.
So Triple C was the first school that went
to a high school. To the high school.
So every year, as starting in 42, every year they added a year.
That's right. So every year until and they had some very famous, even at the very beginning, they had some outstanding graduate. Mark Panton was one, and like I say, Stacey Solomon. So they had the famous alumni, men and women. The late Miss Georgette from South Sound.
Okay.
Georgette E. Banks.
Yeah.
She was one of the early graduates.
So really, the establishment of Triple C really advanced education by leaps and bounds.
Definitely. You know who was very famous too? The Coe's Gala Coe. As a matter of fact, at one stage she was the principal of Triple C School. Will Coe's daughter Gala Coe, and all these people went to Triple C. Elsa May and Esme Gay, the twins. So we have a distinguished alumni.
And today that tradition carries on.
Today the tradition carries on. It carries on. Pastor Alton Ebanks, Pastor Stanwick Miles.
So the school, like you were saying, no longer really reliant on strictly teachers from
Church of
Indiana.
God Chapel, right. We're kind of independent. The Church of God Chapel's period has grown kind of independent of Anderson, Indiana, although we still have a connection with them. Mm-hmm. So the school does not rely on them for teachers anymore, for principals any longer. But the underlying principle of teachers of a Christian background is important.
So, I mean, that speaks volumes also of the whole development of education in Cayman. in this modern Cayman that we have.
It does.
That you can almost be self-sufficient as far as resourcing people and, education standards and so forth.
It does. And we are proud of our students. We are proud of our graduates because, as I have said, they acquit themselves well. They go to the most competitive universities and they do well, which is gold standard as far as we're concerned.
Okay. So the Gala is this Saturday?
This coming Saturday, begin at gates. The doors open at 6:30, and we have on the menu fish, turtle, conch, chicken, Cayman-style beef, and all of the trimmings, and the famous desserts like cassava cake. And as I said, the maestro is none other than Mr. Kurt Tibbetts. And we have for entertainment, we have the UCCI Performance Ensemble and the Triple C School Band. And so we wish to thank our sponsors, Radio Cayman. We have a host of sponsors from the community. Cayman Airways, A.L. Thompson's, all these people, Kirk Supermarket, Hurley's Supermarket, Foster's Food Fair, Welly's Cool Spot, all these joined together to make it an evening of excellence.
A lot of support from the community.
A lot of support from the community. We just need now.
I guess all you have to do is say Triple C is having their fundraising gala, right? And businesses are ready to help you out.
Businesses are ready to help us out, and the friends of Triple C, they're a magnet in and of themselves.
So they're the ones who are out there.
Well, let me put it this way: they're the ones who lend the credibility. They bring a certain cachet to the whole exercise, and of course, we have generous sponsors like Radio Cayman and all these other people.
And where is it going to be?
At the Family Life Center of Walker's Road.
Okay, so there you have it. And I think I'm going to go over time here a little bit. You brought me this is your latest book?
That's my latest book.
Deconstructing Development, Immigration, Society, and Economy in Early 21st Century Cayman. Just give us a little synopsis.
Well, the first book I wrote that still evokes interest, and if there's ever a book that could qualify as a bestseller, that's one. It's called The Cayman Islands in Transition: The Politics, History, and Sociology of a Changing Society. This book, Deconstructing Development, is the sequel to that book. Now, in the first book, I asked the question, for whom are we developing? This book breaks down that development and tries to answer the question regarding the challenges we face in immigration, in the economy, and the society. Basically, the thesis is that what really drives our development is a force beyond our control. It's a force called globalization. And that
happening everywhere, it seems.
It's happening everywhere. But to us, it presents a greater set of challenges because we're a small society and our infrastructure and resources are limited, and yet we have all these centrifugal forces converging on the government, on the immigration, and on the infrastructure, so that now we're creaking at the seams.
I mean, just the last 5 years, post-COVID, I'm always amazed at how much has gone on since we've kind of froze everything in COVID. And then once we opened the gates again, it was like, oh, wow, yeah.
It was like a tsunami.
Yeah. But as someone who has his finger on the pulse of social issues and development in Cayman, this Cayman that we have in 2026, when you drive around and you see the environment and everything else that is happening, what are your thoughts?
I'm frightened. I'm frightened. I'm frightened because it seems that we don't have an adequate plan. And when you read the book, people and now there's a divide between generational Caymanians, people like you and I, and the people who are just coming in. And then what privileges and rights are we going to accord them vis-a-vis what we think that we need to keep for ourselves? And people are concerned because they're saying, wow, generational Caymanians are in a minority. And so all this stuff about prosperity pales now in light of the fact that we're becoming frozen out. Expenses, affordability. We're in an affordability crisis. And young Caymanians are not able to acquire land, and they're not certain of a shelter, a residence, which was a given. You talk about the American dream, that was the Caymanian dream. And so people are beginning to question this whole business now of, well, what's all this for? Not for us. Not for us. You know, because even when we're qualified, they say, well, you got to get experience. So how is it benefiting us? And so what I argue is that now is the time for an honest broker, because the only thing we have going for ourselves is that the economy is chugging along. But if there's ever a slowdown, then we realize, wait, somebody's here that shouldn't be here. And that could cause, how should I put it, a fraying in the society. It's happening in other jurisdictions.
Well, it sounds we could get into a long conversation here. Maybe I'll have to get you back. But Triple C is a world away from all that. Triple C on Saturday evening is a world away from all that. So I want to encourage and invite the people to come out and have an enjoyable evening and support a worthy cause. Roy Bodden, thank you so much for coming into the studio. Have a good afternoon.
Welcome, and thanks to Radio Cayman for being so generous in sponsorship. I hope when you read the book, you can be minded to call me and say, explain this madness.
Okay. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back with more Talk Today.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Boy, I'm so glad I got that funding from the Ministry of Tourism's Visitors Experience Development Grant Program. It has really helped me create an awesome new tourism offering. Wondering if you could do the same? You're in luck. Applications for the VEDG program are now open. Visit www.ourcayman.ky/VEDGP for more information and to apply.
Explore your history. Explore your land. Explore your sister islands. The ultimate staycation experience. Your culture, your freedom. The land that time forgot isn't gone. It's your sister islands.
Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
This April 25th, join Triple C School for a night of joy, celebration, and giving back. It's the Faith to Soar at 84 Celebration Gala at the Family Life Center on Academy Way, Georgetown. Seating starts at 6:30 p.m., so arrive early. Enjoy a delicious Cayman-style menu with fish, turtle, conch, chicken, and Cayman-style beef, plus all the trimmings. Be ready for amazing performances by the UCCA Performing Arts Ensembles, Triple C Band, and Choir. And don't miss your chance at spot prices. Tickets are just $100, smart casual attire, and all proceeds go towards the Triple C Scholarship Fund. Come celebrate 84 years of faith, community, and excellence, because together we soar.
Happy 50th anniversary to the #1 station in the land, Radio Cayman. It's Mr. Nachi Reggae Man, yeah.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and it is open line for the rest of the show here. And you want to get something off your chest, want to tell us what's on your mind, the numbers to call, 1-800-534-8255. That's courtesy of Flo. And other numbers you can reach us on, 949-8037 and 949-6990. And for you WhatsApp users, you can reach us on 925-3261. And we can talk about just about anything going on around us, So pick up the phone, give me a call, and we can chat. And if you're traveling in the U.S., there's interestingly enough, there's been some outbreaks of measles in the U.S. And Utah, over 600 total cases reported as of April 16th. The outbreak is the most active in the U.S., with recent exposures reported at multiple preschools and elementary schools. And South Carolina, as of late March, there were 997 cases, South Carolina. This has been the largest single outbreak in the U.S. Since 2000, concentrated primarily in Spartanburg County. State health officials report that the outbreak may be declared over by April 26th if no new cases arise. There's been some in Texas and also in our favorite state, right, Florida. A lot of us always like to drop in on Florida. They have 124 to 140 cases reported this year. And the largest cluster was concentrated in Collier County, Florida. So make sure you've had your shots if you have never had it, because one thing that these reports have in common is, most of these cases, they haven't been vaccinated. And I guess people have their own reasons for doing that, but if you're not vaccinated, you can catch measles, something that, years ago people were of a mind that that was a thing of the past, that we had put that behind us, but no. We see measles, spiking in different places. We do have a caller on the line, so let's go to the phones. Good afternoon. You're on the air.
Good afternoon.
Hi.
Welcome to the Radio Cayman. Yeah, good afternoon, sir. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
Pretty good, thankful. Glad to be alive.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I had some conversation this morning about how great Cayman was. And it's not good now, boy. And I had to go off, boy. My pressure rise up. I had to go a little bit above my pressure, but I'm simmering down now because I got what I wanted across to them.
So there was talk that Cayman situation now is not good. Is that what you said, right?
Yeah, just how Cayman was so great. I say Cayman is so great.
Yeah, I don't think.
I don't want to get that because I didn't do no curse words, but I was very raw when it came to putting people in place in regards to my island that I raised up with the mosquitoes. Like I told them, I said, y'all should have been in the mosquito days.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be complaining. And I said, the milk and honey is almost finished. But I said, if Trump keep doing what he's doing, I can guarantee you all that the Caymanians going to be first in line at the grocery store. But, Charlotte, I didn't call for that because I don't want people to say that I'm being biased and selfish and blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean?
Well, what did you call for?
Just ask me where was your heart on Saturday and all the hot boiling sometimes. I know I don't hot on Saturday.
Oh, just a change of pace.
Oh, okay.
I know you had yours on though.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, like I'm saying, with this dump, it's always catching a fire, and
Yeah.
it seems like we don't have no full solution, or we do have a solution, but the time hasn't come. I don't know. I'm just speculating, okay? But what I'm saying is, when this thing breaks loose like this, we should not have our firemen going down there and natural person to out this fire. I don't care how much muzzle they may have on their face and their nose and their eyes and whatever the case may be. How come we do not have it clean? And now, I don't know what that stuff is called, that when they're having fires up in California, that these planes are squirting it out over the burn. How come, and what are we waiting on to get something like that here in this island? Because it will be needed in due time. And that due time is around the corner. Not just the fire at the dump. Because Charlotte, we are sitting in this island surrounded by water, and we are sitting too comfortable, like nothing can happen here. This is a godly island. Like I heard the pastor say, why is it that Christians are so separated? Why are they so separated? And it is true. And I say that to say what I'm holding my conversation with you right now. We are too comfortable, and we are taking everything for granted. We don't talk to each other. We don't know if each other is okay. They've got so much technology, but when it comes to bringing out garbage online and all that kind of stuff, we got the fingers and we got the powers and we got the words for it. But when it comes to checking on your friends and your neighbors, how much effort is that? Before we had cell phones and house phones, people would come and visit you. Oh, we're just in the neighborhood, just checking to see how you're doing.
Yeah.
All is well. We are so separated in this island. It is pathetic.
You have to go to the grocery store to see people.
You got to go to the grocery store. And by the way, I've never seen an MP go to the grocery stores. So they must be shopping online. And you know the Jetson, the airplane that they be moving around in the Jetson movie there?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that must have what they taking their groceries home in the Jetson car plane. Mm-hmm. That's a joke. But anyhow, I just want to say that we need to look more into when this fire occurs, that we got some other safety nets to try to out that without our guys and ladies going down there risking their lives. Their pants back and caught fire. The water could run out. So many things could happen.
Yeah, well, two people were treated at the hospital.
I understood that, yes. I understood that, yeah. I hope they're okay, to get there. I mean, if somebody across me smoking a cigarette, I lose my breath instantly.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So I can just imagine them, or they're trying to out that standing on the ground, or even standing up on their fire truck, and the smoke is still there.
Yeah. Well, from the pictures I saw, they have what do they call the snorkel that can go up high and then it shoots the water down.
Well, that's good, but that's still not enough. Our fire department needs a lot more upgrading. The very building needs upgrading, and it needs to get more upgrade equipment there and be prepared for anything that could happen on this island, because look at our buildings going to all 8 and 9 floors. You know what I mean? Do we have sufficient trucks that can go that all of a ladder to get to these rooms?
Well, that's a good question. I know some of the modern buildings, they have fire suppression systems within the building, because if you look at some of those skyscrapers in the States, is no fire truck that's going to reach up on, the top floor there. So they have fire systems within the building.
But all that is good, and that's all good too. But when things take over, we forget about how to get out and how to get in. Mm-hmm. I saw one hotel. I don't know what was a mover advertisement or what, where this individual was on this upper floor, and it had this rope that it hooks. It has these two hooks on it that hooks into the window.
Yeah.
Right? And the individual could have came down off that tall building onto the ground safely. You know, we just got to go in so many angles to keep the safety nets rolling, because you don't have enough oxygen.
Well, you know, that's okay if you got, 2-3 stories or maybe 4, but if you're in a place that you're dealing with, 50 stories, 100 something stories, it's I don't know if the rope is going to help.
But Charlo, man is making everything today. Man is making everything today to make things more safe and all that kind of stuff. So
of course,
we have to go into the positive mode to say that man can fix this, man can build that, because they've been doing that for donkey years, and every day they're learning something different how to save an individual, because anybody has any more fires in America do. Every day there's a fire in America.
Oh yeah.
Look down in Miami, in the Florida area. Time to turn around, some building is on fire, But can I talk to you 2 more minutes?
Yeah.
It's the Glidden in tourism. I don't know who's going to look into this, but one of our major liquor stores on the island. They're I would say they're organized.
Uh-huh.
They hooked up to the cruise ship. You understand?
Okay.
They got their connection with the cruise ship.
Mm-hmm.
And why I say all that to say this is because we got some companies here, small companies, who is selling liquor for the cruise ship passengers, and they have to carry that on themselves. But I'm quite sure there's nothing wrong with that. But the fact of the matter is, it is not wrapped or boxed properly for these visitors to be walking with, and they're on a tour and going from building to building. I saw a gentleman last week. He had 2, I know it was more than a liter of liquor. He had 2 of them, and this like a foster grocery bag. So now I say foster with a plastic bag, right?
Yeah.
And he was struggling, a senior. He was struggling with those 2 bottles of liquor in that bag with not a piece of, absolutely no wrapping whatsoever. And they just clinging, and he had a bag with sugar rum cake in it. So I said to him, sir, let's try to put stand up the cake and put the rum, alongside the cake. And he tried it, but the liquor was so big it couldn't work. And if he made it back to the boat with those 2 bottles of liquor without being wrapped or put in a proper, decent bag, that is nasty tourism, customer service, and a bad look on this Cayman Island. And we got a liquor store that doing the same thing, have taken people there numbers of times. They purchase their liquor. They have no wrap, no bubble wrap, no box, and just giving the stuff to them in raw bags and raw, I call it raw loose. No protection. And these guys are going from building to building on the tour, and half of them make it back to the cruise ship without getting them bottles mashed up. I don't know, but that should not be allowed for these guys to be walking with these bottles of liquor that not properly wrapped and trying to get to the cruise ship. I could see the man getting tired and fed up with the 2 bottles of liquor, and they were just clinging together and had them hung up on the because then if you had hold it by the strap, the little plastic bag would pop, and we lose all 2 bottles. I said, my goodness, I hope you make it back to the cruise ship with that.
Now, tell me something. I don't know if you would know this, but this is not being sold to them as duty-free, is it?
No.
Okay.
No, that's not sold as duty-free.
Okay. That would be another dimension.
Yeah, some of these places are not selling it duty-free, but Tortuga does say it's duty-free, and they box it up nicely and send it to the cruise ship.
Right. They have to pick it up down there.
Other guy that is doing it, whoever in charge of tourism needs to look into it. It's not nice. It's very unprofessional as a number 1 place for tourism to be in the Cayman Islands.
Well, listen, I got to take my break.
Well, I'm going to hold on.
You're going to hold. All right, we have to take a break. Be right back.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
The BCG vaccine protects against tuberculosis, a bacterial disease that affects the lungs and spreads through the air. Under the updated National Immunization Schedule, the BCG vaccine will now be offered only to individuals at higher risk of exposure because the risk of tuberculosis in Cayman Islands remains low. Vaccines help the immune system prepare to fight infection before serious illness develops, helping reduce the spread of disease in the community. Ask your healthcare provider about the updated schedule today. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health, Environment and Sustainability and the Public Health Department.
Social media, X, formerly Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Interact with our talk shows on YouTube. Download our official Radio Cayman app, or you can log on to our website, www.radiocayman.gov.ky. You can also add us to WhatsApp
on 925-3261.
All the latest information, breaking news, community events, and more. Radio Cayman.
Freedom, Cayman Rock. Freedom, Little Cayman. Soft breezes, blue waters, no traffic. Unwind and rejuvenate your mind, body, and soul. Sister Island Staycations, a taste of freedom. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and we have a caller. That's you still with us?
Yes, I am.
All right. Well, what else did you have on your mind today?
Yeah, I called in some time ago in regards to the dolphins. I was at the Dolphins one day last week, just standing there waiting on some people. And a lady walked up to me to sit down. I guess because of the vest I had on, she thought I worked at the Dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
She said, where's the washroom? So I took her and I started walking out to the lady who worked there. And I said, Miss, the lady like to use the restroom. Well, she had to go to the counter and pay $2 to go in back there.
Really?
I said, Miss, she just wants to use the restroom. You know what the worker for the Dolphin did? Took her two hands and threw them in the air like, what you want me to do? And the lady, I can't express how I was. So the lady went and got in line to go pay $2 to go into the Dolphins to use the bathroom. Where is tourism directors and MPs and they are just mashing up tourism on this island left, right, and center. We're blaming the taxi drivers, but you need to go and blame the businesses and see what they are really doing.
Yeah, that doesn't seem right. I mean, you pay to go into a place. You pay to go into a place, and then you need to use the restroom. They're going to charge you again.
Can you imagine? They got to ask. And these seniors, they are always looking for a post office or a restroom. You know.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And they got to tell them you got to pay $2 to go in. Undespicable. I don't know what they're really thinking on this island when it comes to tourism. And nobody looking into these things. And I'm not just talking to get no brown and button from nobody. I don't want nobody brown and button. But when they got come and sell your island, you got to sell it good.
True.
And the tourism product is being mashed up on a daily basis.
Well, I think that's an example of trying to milk every dollar out of a customer that you can, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not right. So, Banks, who you are, and Mr. Ratty and whoever else, y'all need to go and take a tour down on these businesses and find out what they're doing to y'all visitors that come on these cruise ships, because sometimes they're not being treated fairly, and it's not fair. You got people who come here, get a good experience, and you got some people who come to get bad experience instead of not coming back. But the things going right now today, we don't need that. We need everybody to continue to keep coming.
Yeah, customer service, goes a long way. Whether it's
You come out here
good or bad, it'll take you in the appropriate direction that you set the course.
to make an honest dollar. And you don't tell no visitors no lies. You tell them the truth. I'm not bad tapping nothing for my country. If it's bad, it's bad. If it's good, it's good. But anyhow, I got a lot more to talk about. So you just go and get your 2 o'clock news. You'll talk later.
Oh, well, actually, I think your watch is a little fast.
I got 157.
Right?
What you got?
I got 157.39.
I don't want to start nothing that tell me, well, it's 2 o'clock. I got to go now when you got callers waiting. I don't want to hear that today. Monday's too early. But I got a lot more to talk about. And you know what, Mr. Charlo? Well, I would like to see tourism, J.E. Banks and his crew.
Well, Minister Ruddy is the man for tourism.
You know what I'd like to see them do? To come out and get in the taxes and do some tours with these taxis and go into the businesses with the taxi drivers with the visit of the cruise ship to see the behavior sometimes and how the customers are being treated when they get into these stores.
Yeah.
Because some stores you go into, they don't even welcome the people. They don't try to sell a bottle of liquor. They don't try to sell a rum cake. They don't try to sell a T-shirt. They're just there looking, hoping that you would see something that you want. When I take my people into the stores, I go from A to Z with their products inside of trying to sell the stuff, and that's not my job. But all that, to me, comes with a tour.
Well,
you get to the store, you sell the store with to see they'll purchase something.
I
and
guess.
it's time to purchase something.
I guess all the ministry or the Department of Tourism could really do as far as, customer service in private businesses is to offer some kind of, like rating, like a seal of Department of Tourism or Ministry of Tourism, like this place meets a high standard of service and, something that they can display on their door or something like that. I mean, they can't really dictate to them how, they're going to treat their customers. It's free enterprise, so if you don't, if you don't treat your customers good, the word is going to get around. And you're not, pretty soon you'll have no customers, right?
You know something, Mr. Charlie, I'm talking to the Fogo. Do you know down at the dock, at the cruise piers, there is no first aid down there for these visitors? A lady went back to the cruise ship a couple of weeks ago, but about less than a month ago, bleeding from her leg, her hand, and I forget what part of her face was bleeding. And she was going back to the boat with her blood dripping in her. You won't tell me that we don't have a first aid person on our compound down there if anything happens to these visitors. Because visitors fall on back their foot or scrape their leg, and they just someone cries at seeing a person or a little child, and you have nobody down there observing to see if people are getting hurt.
Yeah, well, that's a good point. That's a very good point. Because you got so many people. But listen, I got 2 o'clock and 37 seconds, 39, 40 seconds now. Thank you for calling.
Okay, bye.
You have a good afternoon.
You too, bye.
Let's see what's making headlines.
From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines.
The headline news is brought to you by Kirk Market.
With your latest headlines, I'm Elizabeth Charles. Cayman law firm Maples & Calder says it has advised U.S. investment firm Stepstone Group on a new structured solutions vehicle with commitments of $3.1 billion U.S. for private market secondaries. Published April 16th, the firm says it is the largest vehicle of its kind and offers institutional investors a flexible, capital-efficient way to access Stepstone's secondaries platform. In international news, systematic hedge funds have snapped up stocks at a record pace adding $86 billion of exposure over the last 5 trading sessions, according to a Goldman Sachs client note published late Thursday and seen on Friday. The bank says the buying by so-called commodity trading advisors is among the largest in history. Reuters reports these hedge funds use algorithms to ride market trends and trade on market signals rather than company fundamentals. Since markets turned around at the start of April, Goldman says systematic funds have been consistent equity buyers, betting asset values will rise. The rate of global equity buying over the past week ranks in the top 5 of all time, and Goldman estimates speculators could purchase another $70 billion of stock in the next 5 sessions. In other news, California's Attorney General says Amazon worked with major brands and online rivals to keep prices higher for shoppers. In a filing unsealed today, Rob Bonta alleges Amazon prodded merchants and competitors to raise prices so it would not have to match lower offers. A state antitrust trial is set for January 19th, 2027, around the alleged collusion efforts. Those are the latest headlines. I'm Elizabeth Charles.
www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back. Taking a quick look at the weather here. It is 85 degrees in Georgetown. Feels like 96. And the winds out of the east-northeast at, almost 9 knots. And today's forecast is calling for partly cloudy skies for the rest of the afternoon and tonight and this evening. Fair, so a pleasant evening to look forward to as far as the weather. Winds are forecast to be northeasterly at 5 to 10 knots, and seas are smooth with wave heights of fewer than 2 feet. And taking a look at the radar at the 30-mile range, a little spot or two of rain in the Cayman waters, but nothing to be concerned about. And we do have a WhatsApp caller on the line, so let's check in with them. Good afternoon, you're on the air. Hello, are you there? Hello?
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, man.
How you doing?
Okay, and you?
I'm doing all right.
Okay. Concerning the garbage dump.
Yeah.
For so many years, we have voted for individuals who claim to be so intelligent, who claim to care so much about the country, that they allow that garbage dump to get the way that it is. I remember about over 20 years ago, I was at Treasure Island. I had an apartment on the top floor.
Mm-hmm.
And the garbage dump then was higher than Treasure Island. So I know today That garbage dump has to be at least 7 stories in height.
It's high, for sure.
Yes. And the government are just covering it up now with this fake grass, thinking that that's going to make things better, which it's only going to make things worse. Because the gases underneath that dump are going to build up even worse now, which means there are going to be a lot more fires because the gases have no way to escape because they're covering it up. And the thing about it is, the smoke from that garbage dump isn't like smoke coming from a grass piece.
Yeah, all kind of stuff could be in there.
Yeah, the smoke from that garbage dump is very dangerous. Not only for the firemen, but for all those people staying in that area that are inhaling that smoke. And I know the cruise ships that were in that day. I think they had 4 cruise ships in that day. I know a lot of those people videoed that dump on fire. And it's a total disgrace for a country like the Cayman Islands that has so much money to allow something like that to get so out of hand that there's nothing we can do about it now. And for many years now, the government knew about this recycling. And they did not do anything to go forward and start recycling, that the garbage dump did not get as high as what it is. I still haven't heard anything from the government concerning buying garbage trucks, buying garbage cans, in order that all these recycling materials can be collected separately.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't heard anything about that. The contract that they canceled with DART, in that contract they could have asked DART to buy the garbage trucks, and they buy the garbage cans. They could have at least did that, but no, they canceled the whole deal, thinking that was going to solve the problem. And DART is willing to work with the government, because Cayman Bay is right there. And now Health City, I don't know what they were thinking about when they built a hospital next to the dump. But that was a big mistake they made. But as long as the government and these politicians can't say that they never thought about this happening, because for the last 40 years now that we've been voting or more, these politicians have been putting garbage in the garbage cans and carrying it out to the road for the garbage trucks to collect. So this is something that they knew about for a very long time. They are to blame for what you see happening here, The politicians are to blame.
Yeah, well, government after government kind of just kept kicking it down the road.
It's a total disgrace what they did to our country. And there's nothing now they can do about it. Nothing.
You don't think there's nothing that can be done now? I mean, there must be some solution. It probably involves a new site, I would think.
Yes, a new site. But there's nothing you can do now about that garbage dump where it is and the height it is. There's nothing you can do about it. They're covering it up. That's the solution they found for it now, because there's nothing else they can do about it. And as long as you're putting more garbage into that garbage dump on a daily basis than what's coming out on a daily basis, that garbage dump is only going to get worse.
What would you like to see the government do?
Well, the only thing the government can do is start a recycling program as soon as possible. Buy the garbage trucks, buy the garbage cans, make it a law that everything has to be separated or it won't be collected. And after a while, you will be charged a fine if it's not separated to be collected. That is the only thing the government can do now. That is the only thing they can do now. But I haven't heard anything concerning that as yet. A budget concerning buying garbage trucks and garbage cans.
No, the only budget is from what I read in the Compass this morning. 2028 is the first year that there's actually any money to make any kind of improvements at the landfill.
This is what I'm telling you now. That has been the excuse for many years. That's why the garbage dump is in the mess that it's in now, because they never have the money to do it. It's like they feel hard to spend money on garbage. But you see the disgrace now that we found ourselves in as Caymanians now, for living in a country with so much money. But because of worthless governments who claim to be so intelligent and who claim to love the country and care about the country more than anybody else, that people continue to vote them in for over 40 years. Some of them been up inside there and still haven't done nothing about the garbage dump. Is what got us in this mess today with this garbage dump. Thank you very much.
All right, you take care. And I think we have another caller on the line there. All right, caller, just hang in. We're going to take a break and be right back.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Did you know that you can send money transfers to financial institutions anywhere in Jamaica with JN Money?
You mean I can send money straight to my account and cut out the middleman?
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. You send your own money to your own account, giving you peace of mind that the money is in your account.
JN Money Transfers to Financial Institution is another convenient service offered by JN Money. You can have this done from any JN Money location. Deposit your money straight to your account without the hassle of asking someone to do it for you. JN Money Transfers to Financial Institutions, making life easier.
This April, experience more than fashion. Experience culture, creativity, and community. Cayman In Style Fashion Week 2026 returns April 23rd to the 26th. A 4-day celebration of innovation, wellness, and global excellence. From the Global Fashion Summit to the Bridal Couture Exhibition, runway shows, and the Trailblazer Awards Gala, where ideas, talent, and opportunity meet. Supporting youth through the Creative Fashion School and sustainability through Protect Our Future. Get your tickets now at CaymanInStyleFashionWeek.com. Cayman In Style Fashion Week 2026, where culture meets creativity.
Radio Cayman celebrating 50 years of a golden pearly shell broadcast service to the Cayman Islands community. 50 years over 6 decades, enriching the Cayman Islands community with entertainment and content covering inspiration, current affairs, news, CI historical and cultural enrichments, and a wider view of the world around us. Happy 50th anniversary, Radio Cayman.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and it's open line here for the rest of the show, and a WhatsApp message in response to that last caller says, yeah, I agree with the caller. I still don't really understand why the government canceled the contract with DART. what is their real plan? And let's go to the phone lines. Good afternoon, you're on the air.
Good afternoon, Mr. Charles.
Good afternoon.
How was your day today, sir?
So far, so good. And yours?
Well, it's a bit tricky, you know. I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out a couple things, you know, Mr. Charles.
Uh-huh.
And I was checking on some information on the internet now.
Mm-hmm.
And I found out, I knew about this thing with the Brown clan motto. I knew about it for a long time, but I didn't see anything about it. And Floreat Majestus, let Majesty flourish, but that, I don't think that has anything to do with me. I don't think I'm part of that. I don't think so.
Well, you know, names evolve and change over time as far as the connection, and sometimes going back to what you're looking. That's like some kind of clan. What was it in Europe? I know you talked to me the other day about it.
Yeah, that was.
Was it in France or someplace?
Yeah, Scottish and French royalty and
okay.
The Browns originally came from Scotland, Ireland, England, and Germany, something like that. That's the sort of information I got. But I know a bit about history, but I'm a poor man, Mr. Charles. Poor.
Well, you know, people migrated from the old world to the new world, and circumstances changed, you know.
I don't fit the description of someone being related to but, you know. But anyway, it's very interesting. Information that I got, and I just look around, Mr. Charlo, and I look around and I look at a lot of things that's happening all around the world, and it is amazing to even try to figure it out, because that part now that says no, let Majesty flourish. You know,
well, that was their motto, I guess.
Yeah, and then it has to do with the royalties, but I'm a regular, ordinary, very much ordinary guy.
A man of the earth.
Sir?
A man of the earth.
Yeah, just an ordinary guy. I like being an ordinary.
But maybe somewhere back there, you know, in your lineage, you know, there was royalty.
My goodness. Well, I mean, I don't know what to say about that. Because and then when I look at where you know the people that have spread out across the world.
Uh-huh.
You know, with my family name, in so many different countries. And I say to myself, my goodness, even Jamaica got a lot of Browns, Cuba.
Oh, yeah.
United States, Canada.
So you think your lineage could have come that way from Jamaica?
Well, oh, yeah. Yes, sir, definitely. Well, they told me a lot, but I don't talk about it. I don't let people know who my family actually.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't talk about it. I don't let people know anything, even if it looks good. I don't talk about it.
Well, maybe you have to do one of those was it family tree DNA things? And then they can tell you, all of who's related to you and all that kind of stuff and how far back you go and exactly, tracing your roots exactly back to its origins in the old world.
Oh, I know a lot, Mr. Charlo. I know a lot of very interesting knowledge, information, but I don't talk about it.
All right.
Yeah, I like being a humble guy.
Okay, well, keep researching. And you gonna write a poem for us soon?
Yes, sir. I hope to do to do some very interesting.
Are you waiting for inspiration?
Have I made history, Mr. Charlo?
Hey?
Have I made history as Cayman's first poet laureate?
Well, I dubbed you that, so I guess you did.
Yes, sir. I'm trying to prepare something.
You were dubbed the Poet Laureate by Prince Charles of Grand Cayman.
Oh. No,
listen,
the royal Poet Laureate.
You have a good afternoon, you hear?
Okay, sir. You too.
All right. Our Poet Laureate. Well, they say never grow too old to learn something. I learned something last week. I think it was Friday. One of our callers, that might have been Notch, was when he called us. Was talking about the bus service, and we're talking about the bus drivers having a notice in their buses saying that fares are going to be going up. Well, not so fast, buddy. The Ministry of Planning, Lands, Agriculture, Housing and Infrastructure has put out a notice advising the public that no increase in public bus fares has been approved by Cabinet. And that's what I learned. I didn't realize, and our caller, Notch, was saying that it had to be approved by Cabinet, but he had seen this thing about in a bus that there was going to be an increase in fares. And yes, it does take Cabinet approval to increase the bus fares. I thought that was dealt with more at a lower level, like the public transport unit or something like that. But no, this release here says that the public transport unit has received notification from operators of their intention to increase fares. However, under the current legal framework, any adjustment to public bus fares requires formal Cabinet authorization, which has not been granted. And the public transport unit has therefore issued a formal directive to all bus operators and drivers to immediately remove any notices advertising the increases from public buses. So there you go. Right now, there won't be an increase. That may happen when Cabinet considers everything that the bus operators are saying as far as their increased costs. Hey, gasoline just went up. I just paid $6.30 something. I put $75 of gas in my car, and it didn't even fill it up. Yep. That increase makes a difference. So, of course, they're running, and some of them are diesel, which is the most expensive of all. So, Cabinet's going to look at it, apparently, but, there won't be any increases right now, so they have to take those signs down, and they're even asking the public, if you see signs in buses to, report the bus, because they're taking this rather seriously, that the bus operators are already got the sign up and there's been no approval by Cabinet. I think we do have a phone call on the line. Do we have a phone call? Hello, do we have a phone call? Hello, you're on the air.
Yes, sir. sir. Good afternoon.
Yes. Good afternoon. You're on with Talk Today.
Yes, sir. I'm on Talk Today, and you said you asked us what's on your mind, but I can't tell you all of what's on my mind because the show won't hold it. Because I tell you one thing, I got enough on my mind because the whole world is in uproar. I don't know nothing good no way anymore.
Do you have your radio on? It'd be best if you turn it down. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
You hear better now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I say nothing is no good anymore. It's too much, everything. Sickness, prices, everything. I don't know, boy. I don't know what could happen to us. God have mercy on all of us. Every country, every part of the world, every corner. But what come on to say about the firemen? Yes, I agree that they need more stuff to protect because that's a serious job. You go in to try to save other people because if that dumper get away, all us will go. But I don't think they're being treated the way that they should because I have the consequence because my husband was a deputy fire chief. Mm-hmm. And when he went out, he didn't have to go fight fires after he became chief, but he volunteered. And that's the result of his sickness today. I have him up in the room with cancer because when a building in Cayman had caught, he went to have fight. He didn't have to. He volunteered. And the beam caved down with him. He went down into the smoke and get smoke inhalation.
He inhaled smoke.
Yes, and I feel sorry for those two guys. I don't know who they was, but that's a serious thing because we thought that my husband was dead. They couldn't even find him. And they find him, had admit him in the hospital and had put respirator and all kinds of things on him. And we were digging sat in smoke and things from every part of him. When he blew his nose, the black stuff that would come out of that when you check his ears. So that is a serious
How long ago was that?
Huh?
How long ago did that happen?
It had been so much years, I can't remember. It was this club that it hadn't like a million name. It went about Ace Club. That had burned down. It went to Zodiac and it went to Chloe. That's what they call. Well, they used to call it Monkatong then. You can't say that now because you'll get eat. But up in there, and he didn't have to go. He volunteered to go. And yes, them firemen had serious thing. And you imagine, if you just catch a fire outside and just stand up, little ways from that, when that heat hit you, and then all that smoke and stuff, that's a serious job. See all those that up in New York that lose their life in 911, that have kids that don't even know them because some of the mothers were in harm's way, whatever, with the kids, and they're born since their fathers died. So that is a serious job. And I think that everybody that doing that should be treated with more than royal treatment, but they don't really get the treatment that they need or that they deserve. That is a serious job.
Yeah, we all have to be thankful for the firemen and firewomen too.
It's a serious
that
job.
do this job. Listen, we're at the end of the show. You have anything else you want to add, real quick?
No, that's about it. And then I heard one guy on the thing last night, scandal in Cayman about the people that in the restaurant, some of the Jamaica restaurants, he say wrong here with customer service, and I said if I could answer him, I tell him, sir, they're your own people that not going to customer service training and whatever, because when you go to the upscale restaurants wrong here, you be treated good. But when you go to these other little restaurants, pion restaurant, I call them, I don't really call no name, it is them because they don't have no manners. If they give you an order, they won't eat you. Even when you go to Foster's, them ones that working out in Foster's, if you're asking them something, what is this? Because they don't have the labels on it, what is, they do like they don't hear you, like I'm not talking to them, so you're talking to your own people.
Well, listen, I'm way over time here. But thank you so much for calling. We are at 2:31. That means I'm over time. Got to make a quick exit out of here. Thanks to everybody for tuning in and all of those who got on the phone and gave me a little chat here. Have a great afternoon. I'm Charles Glidden. One love.
Talk Today is brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration. Explore your history. Explore your land. Explore your sister islands. And Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital. Always there for you. Call 949-6066.